Oh, hello. I'm Hades, god of the underworld, and welcome to my 5th annual holiday special. As Hades, there's a lot of ups and downs in my life. Let me take you through some of the highlights and lowlights of my year.
What'd you say? Service.
One day, the king of Corinth, Sisyphus, was busy trying to come up with an idea to solve Corinth's freshwater problem. As he was thinking, the river god, Aesopus, flew by.
Have you seen my daughter?
If you give my city a source of fresh water, I'll tell you what I saw.
Immediately, a stream of fresh water bubbled up.
Zeus took her that way.
Thank you.
The king Sisyphus knew that Zeus would be angry when he heard what the king had done, but Corinth desperately needed a source of fresh water. Sure enough, Zeus was furious. He told his brother Hades to take King Sisyphus down to the underworld. As was tradition, a coin was placed into the dead person's mouth to ensure that they would be able to cross the river Styx without any injury and be able to go into the underworld so as to rebirth.
Oh,
Do not put a coin in my mouth. I have an idea.
Because the king was a very important person, Hades met the king at the river Styx, the entrance to the underworld. And because no gold coin was placed under his tongue, the king arrived at the entrance to the underworld as a poor beggar.
King, where is your coin? You need a coin to travel across the river Styx.
My wife was too cheap to pay for my passage.
That is not right. You must go back there and teach that woman some manners.
Hades sent the king right back to Earth immediately, where he was magically alive and well again.
The king went back to Earth.
Mwahahaha. I tricked Hades. Now I can live.
Oh, I'll never get that. Well, how did you like the last story? While you're here, let me tell you a few things about myself. As Hades, I'm a brother of Zeus, and I was given the underworld as a gift. I like the underworld. It is my home, and I would never leave it for anything. Well, this is my scepter, and this is my crown. And where is my dog? Well, anyways, let me tell you a story about love.
Persephone was the daughter of Zeus and Demeter. With Zeus's approval, Hades was allowed to marry Persephone. Hades took Persephone by force. One day, Hades abducted Persephone and brought her to the underworld as his wife. Demeter refused to accept Hades as a suitable mate for her precious daughter. Enraged by the news of Persephone's abduction, she refused its return to Mount Olympus. Instead, she roamed the earth in the guise of a mortal, forbidding the trees to bear fruit and the earth to nurture vegetables and herbs. After a full year of famine had plagued the earth, Zeus realized that if he allowed Demeter to persist, all of humankind would starve, leaving no one to honor and no one to make offerings for the gods. Zeus sent a parade of gods and goddesses to Demeter to beg her to come to Olympus and restore fertility to the earth. But Demeter refused to budge until her daughter stood by her side. Zeus had no choice. He relented, promising to bring Persephone back to her mother. So they agreed that Persephone spend 6 months as the queen of the underworld and the rest of the year with Demeter. After agreeing to the deal, Demeter restored Earth's fertility and returned to Olympus with Persephone. Hermes, summoned by Zeus, raced down to Hades to fetch Persephone. Hades shrugged compliantly and agreed to let her go. Persephone had not eaten a single thing, whether from sorrow, loss of appetite, or stubbornness, since her arrival in the underworld. But before she left, Hades urged Persephone to appease her terrible hunger by eating a single pomegranate seed. Sadly, this apparent act of kindness was a trick. Anyone who tastes the food of Hades must remain in the underworld. The deed having been done, the mother of Zeus, Demeter, and Hades proposed a compromise that her children reluctantly accepted. Since Persephone had eaten there, she had to dwell at least 6 months of the year in the underworld.
And that's my holiday special. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you next year.